What's up, everybody? I am messing around with some fuel system stuff here for my fuel return. Just picked up these fittings up at Central Speed Supply in Oklahoma City. If y'all guys are in Oklahoma, definitely check them out. They've got anything you need, and if they don't got it in store, they can get it for you. But so I went and got some fittings for the fuel return here. So these dudes right here will go from the bottom of the regulator to the stock feed line that was on the Trans Am. So this dude right here will push down onto the stock quick connect for the feed line. This will go to the bottom of the regulator, and then this is another just straight, and then it'll go from regulator and then to this fitting here on the fuel rail. I ordered some hose with them too. They didn't have any dash sticks in stock. They were actually out at the moment, but they had some on order already, and it should be there at the at CSS tomorrow or the next day, which is not really a big deal. So I'll go in there and get that, and then I can finish the fuel return. And then some other little pieces I got here. I got some weld bungs for my intake air temperature sensor from Glow Shift. And man, I like this company, man. I just heard of them recently, and I've been getting a bunch of stuff from them, and I like what they have to offer. But so this is intake air temp sensor. I'll put the part number in the video or down in the description for this. I thought it was like a 99 to 06 Silverado one, but when they looked it up under that, I couldn't find it, so I just got a GM part number for it, and it's the same plug as the F-body intake air temp plug, and it reads at the same resistance levels and everything. And I got the weld bungs that fit it for the right thread size and everything, so I'll get these TIG welded on the charge pipe in the next couple days or so. But we're getting kind of close to the last couple build videos on this car. It's getting pretty close. I got a little list here what I got left. I got to put the injectors in, do the fuel return, wire the boost controller, do the intake air temp bungs and extend the wires, wire the trans fan. I already had wires run for that. I just had to go get some spade connectors to finish it up and get it hooked up to the sensor. And then I'm going to smoke the exhaust and the intake and see if anything's leaking. I got to fix a power steering leak on the rack. I got to drop the rack down and put a seal where the steering shaft goes into the steering into the gear or into the rack. And I'm gonna check all the fluids, tuck some wires. I got to replace the wheel stud, and then I got to find a fitting that goes from dash 8 ORB to dash 4 AN for my nitrous fuel line to come off the fuel rail. But that's it, man. It's getting close. So when I get all that done, we'll be able to get the tune on it. And then I already talked to Dustin, my tuner, and we're gonna go to the track as soon as we get the opportunity and do some track tuning and testing on it, and get the nitrous all dialed in with how we want it with the timing controller and all that, and see where we want that set. But we're getting close here, and also the Chevelle is getting close too to getting some cool videos out of it. I didn't video much of this because you don't want to see me sitting here sanding on the freaking body for hours at a time. But I got the panels all straightened out, got everything in primer except for the inside, and I'm going to bed liner all that, and you can't do a tape line on bed liner very well, so do that at the end. But getting the panels all lined up on it, and get some long blocking done on it, and then it'll get in color. Once it's in color, I'll start using this to make some videos, and I'll post, putting all the badging it and getting the motor mounts situated, getting the motor in, getting that big 6-speed automatic in there. It's getting an LS3 GM Performance block that makes about 550 crank horsepower right out of the box. And then we got the 6-speed 6L80 over there. That's going to go in here. And if you haven't seen anything else on this, dude, it's got full QA1 suspension and coilovers front and rear. It's got the Signature Series big brake kit, and what else? It's got a stock frame, but it's been boxed, and it's also had a bunch of tubing ran down in there, and also a tunnel put into it. And I made that bead rolled firewall panel for it, and also this dude back here that still needs some more work, but got this. I don't know if you can see it because there's a bunch of overspray on it. I got to clean it up, prep it, and get it all situated. But I did a bead roll package tray as well on it. And also, there is a Ford 9-inch underneath this dude. It's a strange center section. I don't know if you'll be able to see too much under here. But that's kind of the suspension set up there. QA1 arms. The lower arms were actually made by the fab shop, so they put these little deals on there so you can mount the sway bar on there. And then they made a little piece go onto our rear end there to the Ford 9-inch. And so that sway bar is all mounted up. Got the QA1s in, the signature rear brakes on there with parking brakes. So yeah, this thing's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. It's been back halved and narrowed as well, the frame house, and so we can fit some 12 wide wheels on this thing. Right now it's just some 10 wides, but we're gonna order some 12 wides, and man, this thing's gonna be freaking rad. It's gonna be awesome. So hang on a little bit longer, and then I'll get this body work all finished up, get it painted, and then we'll have some fun with this thing. This is in the works. It's not set in stone, but I am trying to get this situated so we can do something fun with this thing as well. This has been a parts car sitting out here for a while for our buddy, one of our buddies. He's building Formula Firebird, and he's doing a 6.2 with a 6-speed as well in it. But this dude's been sitting out here for a while. I'm trying to get a good deal on it because I know what they paid for it, and I don't want to pay. I want to pay about what they paid for it, you know. And but what I'm kind of thinking about doing with this dude is doing a exoskeleton type build with it. So pull all these old rusty panels out, freaking gut the whole thing, get everything out of here, fix the floor, any spots where the floor is bad, and then do a tube front and do a cage in it, and do like a junkyard LS swap with some nitrous or something, man. Something to have fun with, man. This thing would be cool. Just have to redo the suspension a little bit, probably, you know, put some nice control arms and everything on it. Probably put a steering mine's gone blank, sorry. Put a steering rack in there instead of the gearbox. And man, this thing would be fun just to play around with, you know, fix some of this rust up here, but most of everything, you know, that's rusted out and all this would be not even a big deal. Take this whole back end off of it and put a panel on the rear and do a rear firewall with it or something, and something cheap and just something that'd be fun and have a good time with. So it'd be pretty cool to get this thing and do that with it, you know. It'd be fun. So we'll see if I can make that happen. I really want to. But for now, we're gonna continue whooping along on this thing. Got the intake back in the other day. Didn't get much video of this because we were just kind of grinding. Me and Connor up here working, getting some stuff busted out. We kind of got a good mock-up of all of our boost lines, all of our reference lines. Got the nitrous lines back on. I'm gonna have to do something over there because it's pretty close to the positive cable, but this thing is coming right along. Got a new oil switch in it. Got all the everything on the back hooked up there. Got the map sensor plugged in, and so got the boost controller, got it the ground hooked up, and then I got a wire running to the inside. I just got to finish that up and wire that. The belt's back on and tight now. The intake's on because right down in here it's all kind of close together in there because of that the little air pickup tube from the back of the alternator. I just got that little channel, but so I got that on. Belt's nice and tight and on. Got my boost lines kind of all ran and kind of just where they're gonna just kind of mocked up, but yeah, so we're gonna get the some fuel fittings on for the fuel return here. Right here is where that push on quick disconnect fitting's gonna go right there. Have a fitting come out of here on the bottom, and then a hose just run to right there, and then the return and all of the fuel system is done except for getting injectors in here. So if y'all wanted to know the part numbers for these parts here, that's it right there for the quick disconnect. And this one's kind of a shorter one too. It's pretty short. Most of the other ones I've seen are all probably about this big or so. But that's a 880-06-06-2. This dude ran 13 bucks, not too bad. This one was straights were $8. They're 1000-06-2. So that dude snapped right on, just like I thought. I had some suspicion. But that is running right into the coil pack, so I'm gonna have to get like a 45-degree fitting or something there to kick it over. So, well, that's not too big of a deal. I can run these back over to CSS because they're literally 2 miles from here, so that makes it pretty convenient. Can run over there and go pick that dude up. And what I'm looking at here, I may need to get 2 45s just to get that nice and situated, because this is pretty high for that hose to be able to come down. The fitting will come down a little bit and then it'll cut in, and then that's not, I mean, the hose would not be able to get on there. It'd be probably kinked over. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to go take these fittings back and get some 45s. That's all right though, they're a little more expensive, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm trying to get this thing done. So I'm gonna run over there and get these fittings swapped out. Any of y'all guys know where to get a -8 ORB to -4 fitting, male to male? Y'all let me know, because that seems to be a unicorn out there in fittings, because it's such a reduction in size that they consider it to be less flow. But I'm not needing an extreme amount of flow. I'm just needing to find that fitting to do the fuel line for the wet nitrous kit. So I mean, if y'all know where to find that, please comment and let me know. So I ran back up to central speed, and I got some angled fittings here. Some Red Horse. This is the -6 45-degree with the swivel ends for hose ends. That's the part number there. That's all it is right there. These got a nice finish to these fittings too, and they are I guess they're polished. Each fitting's polished before it leaves Red Horse. But this is what we got. This will come out of the regulator. This will come off of that quick disconnect, and then that should give me my angle and straighten my hose up. I also picked this up while I was up there. It's a Vibrant oxygen sensor weld bung, so I can do so I can weld this in on my downpipe for my wideband here. This is stainless steel. They got them in, you know, they got all sorts of different weld bungs and sizes and threads up there, but this is the one I needed, and they had it there. $4 or $5. I mean, you can't beat it. So get these fittings on there, and the hose should be in later today. This is the next day actually, from the first part of this video when I had the straights. This is the next day I went and got these, and later on today my hose should be coming in that they ordered. So I will, they said they'd give me a call whenever it comes in, so as soon as I get the call I'll go pick that up, and I'll get it mocked up and get everything cut, and get this fuel system finished up. So as y'all can see, those 45s didn't work out. They were too long. That's just how it goes sometimes when you're doing this stuff. I got to figure out something on that. One of the things I'm thinking is that bottom fitting that goes into the regulator is a -6 ORB. And I'm thinking about maybe trying to find a hose end fitting that's a -6 ORB instead of just a -6 to go to that fitting. So that should take probably a ½ inch or so out of that angle there. So I may look into doing that, and also the stock feed line that I'm using the return for has a little bit of plate to it. I may be able to push it down just a little bit and secure it down just a little bit inside the heat shielding, because there's heat shielding that runs up the side of the frame rail with it. So I may be able to do something like that, but I think this is where I'm going to end the video off, because this is going to be kind of a long video. And but yeah, I'll have an update for that very soon, and start knocking that list out. Get that list knocked out every day. Just keep working on it. So y'all may be wondering why I'm doing so many videos and taking so much time doing this build. I am just working on it after work. I'll put an hour on it each day, hour, 2 hours, and on the weekends I'm putting time on it. So that's not why it's not going in leaps and bounds. I'm just kind of trying to knock out stuff as I go. It's not my daily. I've got a pickup that I drive back and forth to work, so I'm able to take some time with it and order all the parts I need, and just kind of do it in steps. And so we'll get it knocked out, though. It'll be soon enough. It's coming right along. There she is right there, peeking through the window.